Welcome to the treatment room at 152. This evening I just wanted to go through a little bit about the fibroblast treatment for you. Lots of inquiries at the moment, lots of people with lots of questions. It's very new and there's not a lot on the internet about it. So this evening I just thought I'd go through some of the basic questions that I've had coming through and the process in which it works. So to start with, the areas that can be covered, pretty much the entire face and neck. The eye lifts, cheek lifts, under eye area, foreheads, top lip, bottom lip, jowl lift, neck tightening, pretty much anything that you can think of on the face can be done. Pigmentation removal, I had that done 4 weeks ago. The pigmentation area, it's probably not showing up too well here, was a really dark spot, especially this time of year for me. I catch the sun, I've been on holiday. It's a really dark brown mark, not easily covered by makeup. However, I'm almost on I think I've just completed week 4 of healing, and I am left with what is very light pink skin that's still healing, but within the next few weeks will be matching the rest of my face and the pigmentation's gone. Also, the pink skin is much easier to cover with foundation than the brown skin because it matches closer to the foundation that I use. We can also work on scar tissue with fibroblast. We can work on skin tag removal. And each area obviously has their individual prices, but there are areas that are on consultation only. This is because somebody could need much more than another person for the same area, because lines can be deeper or a larger area is needed to cover. For instance, like a jowl lift for some people might be a simple few lines here, whereas for others they'd need a full block to get the lift. The other questions that people have been asking me is, how long do the dots last for? This is a big issue for lots of people. They don't want to be walking around with brown dots on their face. Well, these dots last anything between 3 and 7 days. However, after the 3rd day, we can use a loose mineral powder to cover the area. It must be a loose mineral powder really, because the crust that you get on the top, that forms on the top, is your protective layer. That's what's protecting your skin from getting an infection in that area that we've worked in. So we don't want to be picking them off or trying to brush them off early. We want to leave them until they fall off, and most people have had them come off between day 3 and 5. I've had one person that kept them for the full 7 days but was covering them with loose powder after the 3 days. Once these dots then come off, you're left with a really fresh pink skin. And let me tell you, the results that I've had coming back into the treatment room, you can't even capture it properly in a picture. It doesn't do it justice. The skin that I'm working on is crepey, or just like a lid would be so hanging over the lashes. And the new skin that's come in, the texture of it is beautiful. It's pink, it's new skin. It's going to be a different colour to the other skin on your face, but it will even out. That's because the healing process can take up to 12 weeks. So it will look slightly different still after the crusts have come off, but it will eventually all blend in, and it really does. The skin feels so different. It feels beautiful. You can feel that it feels stronger. And the reason for that is there are 2 sides to the process of fibroblast technology. The initial side is what we see on the very first day, that skin shrinking back, literally before my eyes when I'm working on it. Literally see it shrinking back, lifting out those lines and pulling up the loose skin and tightening up the crepey skin. And that's what we're seeing, that very first treatment. And then what happens? So we need collagen for our skin to look young and youthful and beautiful. And after so many years in life, this collagen tends to drop off. With what we've done to the dermis layer of the skin, with the skin tightening with the plasma pen, we're creating a reaction in the epidermis. And this is where fibroblast cells come in and split off and divide and start the whole healing process. Now, the healing process takes the time because the type of collagen that we need is type 3, which is what's initially created when we're causing the controlled damage to the skin. But then we have to wait for that to turn into type 1, because type 1 is what's going to give us the structure. This is going to give the skin the strength that it needs to then give you your 3 to 5 year span of new, younger skin, because we're working the entire depth of the epidermis and getting the collagen into that area. So each new layer of skin has got that same new structure that we've built with the controlled damage in the dermis layer. So those two combined are what give us our very best results. And that's why even after 4 weeks, people are saying to me, oh wow, it's still getting better now. The process is still happening. That initial lift, that initial wrinkle being pulled out looked great. But actually now the new skin is now surrounding it and working and pulling everything else still tighter again. It just carries on getting better. Now, some people still may need, after the initial treatment, a second or a third appointment, depending on the results that you want. And this is why consultations are so important. I need to know what it is that you're expecting from the treatment, what it is you'd like to get from the treatment, and that enables me to tell you how many treatments I believe it would take to get to that point. Now, because I'm an honest lady, as most of you know that have already been in here, I wouldn't tell you needed 3 if you only needed 1. In fact, if you're just, I always say to people, have your first treatment and wait. See if you're happy with it. See if actually this is where you want to be. If you still want that little bit more, your second and third, if you decide to go for them, will be half the price of your initial treatment. So for instance, your eye lift, upper eye lift, is £400 for your initial treatment. If you decide to come back in for a second and even a third treatment, it will be £200 for those 2 sessions each. This is because I feel that if you really do feel like you want to go on and have that second treatment and that third treatment, we've already done the bulk of the work in the first treatment, so let's make it affordable for you to come back in and have the second and get the results that you want. I don't want it to be out of reach for anybody, and because I know it's an expensive treatment, but actually let's focus on the fact that it's called a soft surgery. It's called a soft surgery because we're being able to give people surgery-like results without injecting anaesthetic, without having to cut the skin, without having to have stitches. And also the other side of it being a soft surgery is that you're not ever going to get that overstretched look. The skin will go back to what the skin should be like. It's not going to go over, it's not going to be able to be stretched anymore. And in some cases of surgery, it can give people a surprise look with an eye lift, or the cheeks can feel like they've been pulled a little bit too tight, and that can affect other areas. This isn't going to happen with fibroblast. We're taking the skin back to its natural, youthful look. Now, that may be a case of some people may want to unwind the years 5 years, and some people might want to take it back 10. But we can only work with what your skin can do, and that's why another reason why the consultations are so important, because we need to make sure that your expectations are being met. Now, the consultations are free. You can come into the treatment room at 152, we can have a cup of tea and we can chat about what it is that you want to get from the treatments. But I can also do them over Messenger. Lots of people have done it where they've sent me a picture of the area that they want to do. I can advise them how it will work for them on the cost, roughly how many treatments I think it's going to be. Like I said, to be honest with you, I just tend to go with, let's do the first one, because I think you're going to be really happy with those results. So far, everyone's been really, really pleased with the first results. A few of them have decided that actually from the first results, they're really impressed with them, but let's take it another step further. Let's get that second one booked in for 8 to 12 weeks time. Brilliant, if that's what you need and if that's what you feel you need. But I will always be honest with you and say whether or not I think you need it. It's up to you at the end of the day. But that's how I work with that. If you do get any more questions, I think I've covered most of the ones that I get regularly. But if you do have any more questions, please feel free to either write on my wall, post on the comments of this video, or even private message me. It doesn't have to be on the page. So if there's anything at all that you feel like I've not covered, or if there's any more in-depth information you want to know, because like I said, it's not a very well-known procedure in this country at the moment, and it's very few and far between that you'll find people that can actually do it. So there's not a lot to find on Google. There is some on there, but if you see anything that you're worried about, please message me and I will be able to answer your questions. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your evening and take care. Bye.